The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Houston set to take over. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
On first down, Watson. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. One thing I think it's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? From the gun, Watson. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder what plays like that in the long game.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves. They're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
On first down, it's Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. The D-tackle, Sheldon Richardson, came barreling in for the sack.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Watson. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
On to punt now, Anger as he boots this one away. This is taken around the 12. A good return there, 17 yards. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Browns drive about to get started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Cleveland, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Texans, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Player stats team call. Player name passing touchdowns 5. Passing yards 277. QB rating 158.3. Player name Deco. Team call. Post game finish game.
This is Dev B Music.
Hey yo, Nike check.
One of the signs that you've made it to the NFL is when you're up there behind that podium answering questions during the post-game press conference. To be honest, during my first one, I wasn't even thinking enough to be nervous. And that might have been a good thing. My response was mostly reflexive as the adrenaline was still buzzing through my system. But rewatching the interview again later, I realized the meaning of what I'd unconsciously said. Football is as much a mental sport as a physical one.
My rise to fame. My rise to fame. My player card. Field general. Scrambler. Improviser. My player card. Overview. Ratings. Progression history. Abilities. You have undefined is selected. rise to fame. Entering. Warning pop-up. Are you? Yes. No. My rise to fame.
Today, from First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, it's Week 17 of the NFL on EA Sports.
It's been a wet and dreary day by the shores of Lake Erie, but we have football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Veteran Green Bay quarterback Aaron Rodgers ready to go for drive number 1 along with the rest of this Packer offense.
play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Rodgers now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent. And they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself a big...
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
A fumble on the play.
You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture.
Call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
First down carry by Jones. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd and 7, Rodgers got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. And Adams has it complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're going to the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Down as close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing out.
And same result. He's going to take this just to the line of scrimmage before running into a brick wall. No gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And this time he is in. Aaron Jones hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter, that's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good.
Nothing.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So here are the Browns under head coach Kevin Stefanski. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
Entering play call, go short HB wheel.
First carry now for Nick Chubb. He'll have a first down past the 40 as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Another good carry there for the NFL's second leading rusher, and we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
Well, I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's first or second or even third in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club.
Double slants. Inside zone. Red.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Off the play fake. Coe. They shakes him off. But he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Zadarius Smith make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Got to give him points for the attempt. There's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Triangle.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll get it down here to the 43. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. They're set up better for third.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack and first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a third and short yardage call. You're the offensive coordinator. You like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out third and long.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Alexander.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
Entering play call, recent plays. There are 8 categories.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Off play action. Coe. That's going to be caught from Brown's touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
Coach suggestions. There are 8 categories.
Here, Brandon McManus for the point after.
Selected.
It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete. DeMarcus Robinson, the intended target on that one. That'll bring it second down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big win. What else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that will be incomplete.
This is what you want to see from the defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
And he fields it cleanly. And he'll be out right at the 35. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball. I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm.
Personnel, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have pretty options.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Triangle.
And a throw there going to be incomplete.
It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Entering play call, coach suggestions, there are 6 categories.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
But both teams practice this situation, and this time the guys on offense won, and in a very nice way. What a run from that position on their own goal line.
Gave him some good breathing room.
I wonder now, do you still stack the line of scrimmage, or do you play normal defense? They may have backed him off with that run.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. 4 yards, the pickup, first down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is really flew around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Entering play call, coach suggestions, there are 6 categories.
2nd and 12. Shotgun now for Rodgers. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling.
Entering play call,
A couple
coach
brings up third
suggestions,
down.
there are 6 categories.
Gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
If you're a selfish player
Entering
and
play
you're
call,
throwing the ball,
coach
you're cool with the
suggestions,
completion.
there are 6 categories.
Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. That kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
I will remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. So the punt rolls out of bounds, and they'll have pretty good field position here up near the 40-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit and try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That goes for a gain of 31.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's nice to have a tight end that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and they connect on a very nice play downfield, a combination of talent and toughness to go into the briar patch.
Entering play call, coach suggestions, there are 8 categories.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the gun. And this is taken in at the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped.
Entering play call, stick. Recent play, D-spot and go.
They'll run with Chubb. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb, his 19th touchdown now of the season. And the Browns have taken the lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Now McManus for the extra point.
Options. Empty selected.
He's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run.
Entering play call. Special teams. With 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up, get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions.
McManus now for the extra point.
15 options. Empty selected.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Entering play call. Special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Takes it at the 7. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on third down.
It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on fourth down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he's on to punt for Green Bay. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now Landry. 54-yard punt, 14 on the return, nets him 40. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. All right, gearing up for another drive here. Austin Hooper trots back out. He's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season, but you read the local paper this morning. There was no talk of that mark. They interviewed him, and he wasn't talking about 1,000 yards. The old cliche focused on this game If he has a big one, might be able to get the win and the 1,000 yards.
Seems like he just wants to let it come to him, right, as opposed to trying to force it. That's probably the right idea and the right attitude. So game situation, play calling will dictate things. Now, how does he get there once he tries to get hot? Formations, route running, trying to get mismatches for him, different types of routes he will run downfield, short, medium, long. All those things will come into play as he tries to get to that magical number.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here at half number 1.
There are 8 categories. You have 3 options. Keep outs selected.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry as the first half is winding down. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Selected.
He knocks it through. It's 28-7. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
Entering play call, special teams, you have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From the 6. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little past there. At the 26. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1.
There are 6 categories.
The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our Halftime Report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time. We'll begin in the AFC North as we head up to M&T Bank Stadium. Baltimore hosting Cincinnati. And it's the Bengals who are out in front as those two head towards the break. Joe Mixon, over 100 yards on the afternoon thus far with a touchdown run as well. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting LA Chargers. 2 touchdown passes there for Dak Prescott. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh. Check on the Steelers at home at Heinz Field. And they've got the lead over the visiting Denver Broncos. Ben Roethlisberger has thrown a couple of touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome
Entering
everyone
play
back
call,
for quarter
special
number
teams.
3.
You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Chubb. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material.
Let's make these babies cry on the way back home, y'all. Let's make these babies cry on the way back.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he breaks through another tackle. They're going to take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Browns add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. And the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Now McManus for the extra point. He's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run.
Special teams, you have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
6 categories.
This is Jones. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Looking deep for Adams. And that is incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD. That's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's had one of those games that any quarterback loves, not only being able to complete some passes, but some deep passes.
And it's pretty to watch. I mean, it's an absolute joy to see, but let's face it, we got to give a little bit of credit where it's deserved, right?
Well, the protection's been great. That's where you're going.
The protection's been phenomenal, but how about how it's been spotlighted, right? Our producer, Christian McLeod, our director, Kyle Burt, the rest of the crew, what they put together with these images and pictures, if you're an offensive lineman, that's what you're taking with you to contract time.
They're going to have a lot to take to contract time if this continues. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. To throw again. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete into the first target in the second half.
It should not stop them at all from going back to him now. Find him. Find him.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep with the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Entering play call, coach suggestions, levels Y corner. Recent play, PHP guide.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack. And guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Entering play call, recent plays. There are 8 categories. You have 9
So
options.
1st and 10
Each
now
type
from the
is selected.
30. From the gun, Coe.
Ross.
This will be caught inside the 10. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Entering play call, recent plays. There levels out.
Operating from the gun. Coe looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Entering play call, coach suggestions, color rate
McManus now for the extra point.
Options, add event to selected.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.